Hello everyone. So today I will be discussing on the chapter or topic called inventory control and management. So this is one of the very important topic as an engineer or as any manager or as a management subject, because it helps us to know or it helps us to control the movement of goods or any stocks, how much stock to be uh, bought or how much stock we need to be produced, how much amount of product we need to produce, etc, etc. Okay, so when we say inventory, what does it mean? It means that of good any stock of goods or commodities and any economic resources, okay, that are to be stored or reserved in order to ensure smooth and efficient functioning or running of a business affairs, so that the product can be smoothly produced without any delay and etc. So that is the word important of inventory control. So inventory means any stock, yeah, obviously in home also we can say an example of inventory. Now due to the lockdown of 21 days, what is the product? The product is a food. We need to prepare the food. Now to prepare the food, what are the commodities or what are the materials required or what are the raw materials required? That are also in inventory. We cannot now for we for production or for cooking of food for 21 days, we will uh, just assume or we will just calculate how much amount of rice will be required or how much amount of any vegetables or dals will be required. So based on that we will bring. So what is that is uncalculated. So that is our home. No profit is there. Whatever we will bring, everything will go in our stomach. But in for a industry, we are not doing for the stomach. We are doing for profit. So we cannot make any such kind of delay, or we cannot bring simply. Suppose we are producing 10 numbers of dusters. Simply we cannot 10. Suppose we are producing 10 dusters. Simply we cannot bring the raw materials of dusters any amount without calculating and simply bring it and keep it in our stores. It is not like that. But in our home for kitchen, if we are bringing 10 kgs of rice if for 21 days, but at the end we come to know that only 6 kgs has been used, and other 4 kg we can use after 21 days also, right? But in production or in any industries we cannot do that. So we have to calculate what is the efficient amount of raw materials are required. So for that we need certain mathematical research. That's why we need to understand the inventory control and management. Okay, so this will help us for the movement of goods. Fine. How much amount of, like I've already said, suppose rice is required for suppose I have, right? So that is what sort of things. It is very simple examples, just rice, dal. It is very simple. But for a huge industries, there are lots of amount of goods or raw materials. We have to see how uh, the flow or movement of how much amount of goods or each and every raw materials. We have to check what is the total amount of quantity to be bought, right? So I will give you the details, or I will give you the copies of what are the theoretical part, what is the objective of inventory control. Simply I will make this video, or I'm making this video to make you understand or make you introduce with the inventory control. And after that I will make or in this video also I have to check how much time it has been taken, and if the time is very short, then I will show you some of the mathematical expressions, how inventory control or how to calculate the quantity, what is the amount of quantity to be bought for the productions, right? Okay, now when we say about the inventory, we talk about two types of raw materials, or we type of two types of inventories. That is, one is direct inventory, we can say, and other is indirect inventory. Fine. So direct inventories are the inventories which are directly used for the production of goods. Okay, for example, as I have talked about the kitchen food, isn't it? For the production of food, or we do not say production, we say cooking, right? For cooking of food, isn't it? So for cooking of food, we need rice and dal. So that rice, dals are direct inventory for the kitchen or for cooking food. Fine. Now there are certain indirect elements or indirect inventories in our kitchen or for cooking. What else we need? We need some uh, dishwasher, right? To dishwasher we need some uh, soap or a or prill, certain kind of things to wash the plates, isn't it? That is a indirect inventory which is also necessary for the kitchen. If you will not have this, next day you cannot have the food, isn't it? So direct inventories are rice, dals for the kitchen cooking of cooking food, then soap, whatever, any clothes, anything. These are the indirect. So here what we can write: all raw materials like wood, steel sheet, then paper, cement, all raw materials which are directly used, etc. And indirect, what we can say, for machines, to run the machine we need some grease, oil, lubricants, isn't it? Any lubricants or cotton waste, as I have said, to wash we need some clothes, cotton waste, etc. Okay, so I hope this is clear. What is inventory, what are direct inventory, what are indirect inventory. To control the indirect inventory, it is not a big deal, but to control the direct inventory, which leads to direct production, which affects the production, we need to control that, because it deals with the cost, right? Suppose, for example, also I'm giving an example why you need this. Suppose you are building a house, right? So building a house, you will need cement, then bricks. Also, the main important thing is space. For limited space, so what will be the limited or what is the efficient amount of raw materials, that will be decided, because for the space also you have to give money, isn't it? Space is also money, isn't it? So that's why it is, again I'm saying why the importance. But I will give you the soft copy or snaps. I will give you anything, so where you will get the complete details of it. Just you need to understand what is inventory control, why you need to study this, and how it will help you. Just I'm saying you one another word, that is EOQ. You need to this: economic order quantity. I will show you how to calculate or how to find the what is the economic, what is the efficient. When you will buy economic order quantity, it will be the efficient way to buy on the cost basis, right? So if you will buy the economic order, if you will buy any raw materials above or above this quantity, then also you will cost more. If you will buy less than the quantity, then also it will cost more. Okay. Now you just think, what are the main uh, cost? What are the cost? What are different costs required to buy any quantity. Is it? Are you understanding? Okay, let me see. Let me show you one graph. You will understand from there. Suppose this is a graph between cost and unit. Okay, this is a number of units. When you will increase the number of units, you understanding, number of inventories. So as I have said you 10 kg, so this is a unit, isn't it, for the kitchen food? So 10 kg is a unit. When you will increase the number of unit for rice, suppose you are bringing 5 kg, do you require any costing for that? No. But if you let increase the unit, suppose you have bought 10, obviously 10 kg also you can bring easily in your hand, then 50. Suppose you are going to buy 50 kg rice packet. Okay, so when you go for 50 kg rice packet, we humans, or we cannot bring it in our soldier from the shop to our home. So some cost will be added there, some carrying cost will be added there, isn't it? That means as much you increase the amount of quantity, your inventory carrying cost will increase. So we can show this as it is directly proportional to both of them. Fine. As much we are increasing the number of units, so for example, for 5 kg no cost, for 10 kg also no cost, for 25 kg obviously you will need some rickshaw, for 50 kg obviously same. For if you buy 25 kg, if you buy 50 kg, or if you buy 100 kg, obviously by a rickshaw you can bring it, but it is above 100 kg, suppose 2-3-4 packets, then you have to bring in 2 rickshaws, isn't it? So that means it is the graph of inventory carrying cost. Okay, now you say me, if your number of order increases, or you just think, suppose your number of order, you are going to a mall or going to any wholesaler, if you increase the number of number of orders, will it increase or decrease? Obviously, if you're buying more, then your ordering cost will be less. So it shows here like this, number of order increases, this is ordering cost. If the number of order increases, then your cost decreases. According to this unit, how much number of order increases, the cost decreases. Okay, so till now we have come across with 2 different types of cost. Inventory cost, if number of units will increase, then inventory carrying cost will increase. If number of orders increase, then cost will decrease. Now economic order quantity is where we will have minimum cost. When you will add this both, then you see here cost is more, but obviously the inventory carrying cost is less. But in this case you see order cost is less, but inventory control is more. Okay, so we will see what will be the total. So total costing will come somewhere like this. Starting it will decrease, total cost will decrease, and then it will again increase. So this will be the total cost. Fine. So this is where your total cost is minimum. This is a graph for total cost. So where that means this is the minimum total cost, and this is what? This is called EOQ. that means economic order quantity. When we will give this much amount of order, this EOQ, then the costing will be minimum. So simply looking after the cost, you cannot decide what will be the EOQ. So we have to go for certain mathematical expressions, or there are certain procedure how to find EOQ. I will give you in the next lecture video.